Good evening, everyone. I know it's sort of a few minutes early.
Howdo!
So, hello to the one. I'm assuming that's Kate. Even Mr. P and T even here yet.
I am actually.
So, there's an add-on. So while I'm waiting for that, welcome to Happy Monday. As you can see from across the bottom, I found a new feature, which is a rolling like banner thing.
Can't sit out yet.
Yeah,
I got a funny ad.
me and all. We must be watching the same ads. So yeah, basically, when I were sort of setting the StreamYards up, I noticed this and I thought, oh, I'll have a play about with it while I'm sort of waiting. Who is Chris? Hi, Karate, how are you?
Hello, lad.
So yeah, I just had a play about with it. I mean, you can really put anything you like. So I thought, well, under the certain, the circumstances we're in at the moment, I thought I'd put, please stay safe and stay indoors. So
Look at you, all snobbery.
it's nothing, isn't it?
Coffee picky.
So yes, so I was just waiting for Mr. P. I've got my coffee here. So, I do apologise about Friday night's live stream. I were going to shut it down anyway, but we're assuming it had something to do with the amount of people that were on the internet. All it came up with a message on my chat was the chat has disconnected. So I refreshed it, etc. Chris was reading out messages that came what I hadn't seen. Hiya, Steve, how are you? So yeah, so I do apologise for Friday night. Same as I say, it were, that time of night anyway. So I would have been, hiya, Tony, how are you? So yeah, same as Chris says, probably everybody and his mother were on internet and,
Kate's in. Kate, later.
No, it can't come up here. Yeah.
Have you got it on live chat?
Yeah.
Kate later's in.
Well. Hey, yeah, it's come up now. Hi, Kate. How are you? We've got two Kates in. So yeah, so same as I say, all I were getting on Friday night stream was the chat has disconnected. I tried everything to get it back on, refreshing it, everything, and it just weren't having it. So I says, well, yeah.
Lisa.
Hi, Elisa. How are you? So yeah, so I do apologise for that unreservedly. Obviously, it was out of my control. So yeah, it were a case of I was just about to shut it down anyway. So, but it was right at the very end anyway. So yeah, we're fine. I mean, Mr. P's just uploaded another like daily vlog, day 9. I thought it was funny as hell. You know what I mean?
Meet Mr. and Mrs. Floob.
Mr. and Mrs. Floob, and it kept having to stop the camera because I couldn't help myself. I kept laughing. It's meant to be, light-hearted. It were messing about with 2 of my ornaments, well, 3 of my ornaments actually. So, but I couldn't stop myself. I kept laughing. It's Tony, Golden Gamer.
Naked Stoners.
So, hiya, Naked Stoners, how are you? Thank you for joining the live stream. But yeah, Pixie's channel, who quite a few people know is my husband, He did a daily vlog 9. He was sort of scratching his head what to do. So he says, "Oh, I'll have a go at animation." So basically, he got these ornaments, and we're doing well. The funny voices were added afterwards, but I just sat here and he kept having to stop filming because I couldn't stop laughing. So yeah, so I kept apologizing to him, and I kept saying, "I'm sorry. It's just I find it so funny." And you know, the fact I always put it all together, you know, I thought it was funny when they were making it, because it's sort of, how can I put it, ridiculous, you know what I mean? And same as he said, it was just meant to be a bit of fun, you know. You don't want anybody to take it too seriously if they watch it. So if you want to come watch Pixie's channel, oh, you put your link in, have you? So yeah. And when we're at day 8, he baked a cake. No, day 7. He actually baked a cake, all by himself. And we had it for Sunday, after Sunday lunch, and it was absolutely delicious.
Hey.
So, you know, him keep saying he can't bake. It were a relatively easy recipe, but you know, even down to frosting, you know, everything was done by him. The frosting, the cake, the decorating, everything. I was the, you know, the roles were reversed. I was the camera woman, and he was the one that was baking the cake. So once every 2 years. But yeah, I mean, he's had quite a positive response. Mr. Kipling. But yeah, you know what,
Kate, say another Kate.
yeah. Hiya, Kate, how are you?
2 K's, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's all Kate.
Pixie's full of muffins. He made Callum's birthday cake, and it looks delicious. But yeah, Kate, honestly, I found him a relatively easy-ish recipe. You know, it weren't sort of plain sailing, but, you know, I sort of, you know, if I thought he were doing something wrong, I'd tell him. But, you know, did it all by himself. Even the frosting. He can make better frosting than me, because sometimes my frosting's a total disaster. It's either too thick or too thin. So, yeah. We didn't actually make it in the kitchen, because I've now got a pasting table, and we cover it over with cloth, and it's a lot simpler to do it in the living room than it is in kitchen, because, you know, I was finding that the angles of the camera were all wrong. So this way, the camera can actually be in front of the table. So it gives you a lot better camera angles. Yeah, yeah. There's 2 actually within camera shot. So yeah. But you see, Pixie's, obviously, I'll explain again, Pixie's my husband, and he does the cooking, but I normally do the baking. Where's Benny? I'll just take camera around her. Kate, that's Benny, look, having a and Pixie's waving in the corner.
Oh, I've got these on, I've got it switched on.
So yeah, Benny's on the table. That's Pixie in the corner, sat at his PC. Oh, Gordon Bennett. I can't get the camera right now. That's it. We're back. No waving. So yeah, so it was struggling for things to do on these daily vlogs. So I says to him, I says, well, why don't you do a bake a cake? It's something different. So yeah, he does the cooking, like, you know, the tea and whatnot, and I do the baking. But yeah, the roles were reversed. I was behind the camera, and he were, well, sort of in the you know, he did sort of what he does in my vlogs, and sort of just, you know, put ingredients on screen, blah blah blah. Yeah, Chris went just briefly down to Asda today, but when we went to do a big shop on Saturday, but then sort of Saturday afternoon, they turned around and said that, because you see, when we went shopping on Saturday, they were letting all children in and all sorts, but Saturday afternoon, there are things saying that children aren't allowed to go in supermarkets, and you've got to nominate one person per family to do the shopping. So sort of it just yeah, it's been, I reckon it's been like one of them bitterly cold days today.
Yeah.
You know, we've had glorious sunshine over the past few days, and then all of a sudden it's gone to like a bitterly cold. I mean, I don't know what, where's my phone? I was going to have a look on my phone what temperature it is. So I'll tell you in a minute. It says 8 on mine.
Refresh it. I'm not doing that.
Oh.
So about 4 or 5.
Let me just refresh it then. See what it comes up with. 7.
Ooh.
So it's not cold, but it's not warm. So yeah, I mean, we'd be a lot happier if it up in double figures, like, but I had to kick her out my kitchen, so now she does all her baking on the pacing table. Yeah, basically what they'd done when we went Saturday was they got, you weren't allowed to get a trolley from outside, and then like they were stacking all trolleys inside. It's like got a bit of conservatory type of thing. All the trolleys were inside, and it got like rolls of kitchen, you know, that blue paper stuff. And then they got like bottles of spray sanitizer. Yeah, K8 is Hazy Daisy's partner. So yes, so they were, you know, you got to spray your trolley handle with this sanitizer, wipe it with blue towel and everything. So you know, they sort of on the ball. They got like markings every, is it 2 meters, and they got arrows in which to direct you down each aisle. So you kept this social distancing. So yeah, you know, I don't know whether other supermarkets has done the same thing, but they're quite on the ball, Asda is. So this is it. But the thing is, Kate, when we've got like a superstore, the one down near us is just like a little Asda, and in the little Asda they ain't got a lot of what they have in the big Asda. So it's a superstore, and it's like just 10 minutes down road in car. And basically they've got barriers up, they've got like door staff, they were making sure that everybody, even out in car park, making sure that everybody's like doing the social distancing 2 meters apart. And they were like doing what they were doing down at Small Aster. As people were coming out, they were letting people in. So they're doing their bit, and all the shelf stackers were wearing rubber gloves and whatnot. So they were quite on the ball. But same as I say, that was Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon we heard that one, kids weren't allowed in the supermarkets now, and two, that you got to nominate one person from your household to do the shopping for for essentials and whatnot. So basically, and it did say on the Asda website that they were putting plastic things up to protect the workers, just in case.
Visors, you mean?
Yeah, visors. I was trying to think of what it is. It's like this plastic shield thing. I don't know what. Yeah, but same as I say, since we went on Saturday, it said, I don't know whether it were on the news broadcast or what it was, that basically you've got to nominate one person from your family to do the shopping, etc., for your essentials or whatever. And now they're stopping children from going in supermarkets. So yeah, and it's only one per household. Because see, same as Chris says, like the way that some people were flouting it was they were taking other family members in. They're each getting a trolley. At Big Asda, they're still doing you only allowed three of each item, but the smaller Asda, they're not doing that. But in the bigger Asda, we managed to get some more toilet rolls, because they've got toilet rolls, they've got kitchen rolls, they've got tissues. I did manage to get some more flour, but it were only self-raising. They hadn't got any plain in. But I were watching the news. I didn't watch it today. I think it was yesterday I was watching it. She did say that basically the numbers, what they coming out with, like, that have contracted it, the people that have died, it's like lagging, because they only do like the number crunching every 3 weeks. So I think they're just saying that it could be 6 months as a ballpark figure, if you know what I mean. I think that's the case. They're just saying 6 months as a ballpark figure. Oh, so yeah, hey, we've got Thomas in under White Rose Adventures.
I thought I'd get rid of that cowboy.
I'll make his mind up. So yeah, and it's like, one, not everybody's getting tested. Two, people might have it but are self-isolating, you know what I mean? And it says, it's just a ballpark figure at the moment, you know what I mean? And some people are getting it more severe than others. Some people are just getting mild symptoms, whereas some people are getting more serious symptoms of it. So it's it's a case of when does it come to a peak, when we will see a difference in the Yeah, we're all right, Kate. We're all right. Same as I say, we managed to get a shop on Saturday, so you know we're all right for a while. And we've got the small Asda down near us, which is you know for essentials like milk, bread, etc. You know what I mean? So you know we owe. Yeah, Thomas says still feeling rough now. I am self-isolating. But you see, what Thomas has said, I mean, he's had a tummy bug. Now, I didn't know that a tummy bug were, you know, part of the symptoms. You know what I mean? I just thought it were a sore throat, a cough, shortness of breath. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is I get that every year round. If I was supposed to know what it is.
Hiya, Mel, how are you?
Hello.
You know, contrary to what you know, I didn't realise that there were any like stomach bug symptoms associated with it. So, you know, how did they determine whether you've got it or not, Thomas? You know, they can't sort of say that you've got it just by talking to you over the phone. Yeah, one of those days. But I feel sorry for Mel because New York's one of the worst places really in the States. So you know, I hope you're coping all right with it, Mel, and you know, I hope you're keeping your spirits up and you know the usual thing. You know what I mean? Same as I keep saying to Chris, it's a case of keeping everybody safe and riding out the storm because you know it's not going to be like this forever. He won't get tested unless he's hospital. But you see that this is the thing.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I'm really sorry for your loss, Mel. You know, it's a case of keeping yourself safe, keeping your loved ones safe, and you know, it's not going to last forever. There will be light at the end of the tunnel. You know, eventually you know there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Once it's that's okay then, Kate. At least you know they've got somebody looking out for them. Kate says I was able to video call my parents today. Azy took supplies over there. Freezers, cupboards are full, got what they need ringing. Well, this is it. You've got to stay in touch. Yeah, you see, and this is what we've been saying over and over again. You know, I mean, it was like today. We sort of sat indoors. Chris is only going out when necessary. And I looked out window today and I seen a young lad zooming past on his bike. So
yeah, I know. I was drinking a coffee and it went down wrong hole.
Yeah, he said, well, we have got a coffee actually. He says he were having a coffee and it went down wrong hole.
You've got a coffee.
So,
I've always got a coffee before all this got started.
And the more people stay at home, the sooner it should get rid of it. A lot of you, but yeah, I know what you're saying, Steve, and I totally agree. You know, I mean, I were looking on Facebook and I saw a post, and I think it were in Sheffield where we live, and there were about 20 youngsters congregating on a playground. You know what I mean? Is it? You know, have you not heard anything that's on the news? You know what I mean? You're told to stay indoors unless you exercise. And all parks, all playgrounds is closed.
Kate wants to stay away from them games. She's making her eyes go googly. She's deluding.
Yeah, well, it's same excuse as you've got when you spell something wrong.
I've got an excuse, I'm dyslexic.
Yeah. But, you know, and it's a case of how long Callum been off college now? A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And he only thing that basically comes out his bedroom for is to come down to eat, basically. We're going to go out with Chris for a walk this afternoon. And it started raining, so the yeah, you know, it's you know, you see, normally when he's at college, he walks it there and he walks it back. So I think he's sort of getting a bit scared now because of all the weight that he's lost, that he's going to put it back on because he's not doing much exercise and he's, you know, he's eating. So you know, I think he's worrying in case now that the weight that he's lost from walking it to college and back is, you know, he's going to put it back on. So same as Chris says to him, he says, well, it's not worth going out, getting wet through just for going for a walk. So he says once you know, once weather brightens up a little bit, he says we'll go, you know, we'll go for that walk. 10 mile? You must be kidding.
Well, I won't get very far.
Yeah. All pedaling and getting nowhere.
Hey up, madam's in.
Hiya, Bella. How are you? So yeah. I watched Bella's daily vlog thing earlier on, and about because you see, he's staying in Michael's flat, and he had to come back for some medication, and bless him, he couldn't get back in his own flat, and Bella's had to leave it. He's, you know, what he needs. He told her what he needed, and she had to leave it on the doorstep.
Oh,
so walk up and down the stairs. So yeah, you know, I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do to stay safe, you know what I mean? And this is it. You know, and under the circumstances, you know, he understands the fact that you know, we've all got to do as little bit, let's just say. We've all got to make sacrifices. We've all got to play his part, let's just say, you know what I mean?
Who makes the tins of bees? Because everybody else has got them.
Well, in all fairness, they did have some in Astor on. You know, we were shocked to see they got toilet rolls, but they did.
Off they go.
Well, you said
bye, everybody.
You're going to walk 500 miles.
I'll see you in about 2 days, Bella.
Yeah.
Walk it there.
Don't you mean that? I think being more realistic, a week, not 5 days.
I'll be slightly
optimistic there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
5 pixies. Here we go, Simon.
Hiya, Simon. I had to laugh at a post that were put up on Facebook today, and I had to titter to myself about it. And it were a friend of Chris's dad's, and Chris knows her, and he says, "Oh, what is it now? Jolene, you know the Dolly Parton song Jolene." He says, "Please, for F's sake, please come and take my man." I'll let's have a look for it, see if I can find it.
Okay, you say bye already?
But yeah, I had to titter to myself, and I thought, I wonder how many women have tittered to themselves over that. You know what I mean?
I get right face, so we came, pal, with you, Simon.
Uh,
Trying to get rid of you.
oh, I bet because I, you know, because I want. Let me just have a look.
You want to find it, you can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll find the actual lady that I saw it on. It says, I've got to the stage of lockdown where Jolene could come and effing take my man. And I tittered to myself and I thought, oh.
Why is it always ladies that are getting peed off? I'm sure there's men on as well.
You know, and I had to laugh about it because I put a reply as well. And I put, me too, lol. And in brackets, I put, please. So I did titter about it. I thought it was quite funny, actually. She says, what's that going across the bottom, you flash sod? Well, I says right at the beginning, when I went onto the StreamYards, I noticed, and it says banner, and then it says, oh, you know, tick if you want it scrolling across the screen. So I was just messing about with it, and that's what I come up with. Oh, my mum put one up like that. I'll share it. But I did tit to myself about it. I thought it were quite apt, and I thought, I wonder how many have read that and titted to themselves exactly what I were doing. I had a great laugh about it. So it's not snobby, it's just trying something new out that's available to you. It's available to everybody. It's just knowing how to use it.
I'll be impressed when you're writing, your letters are all like in different colours. Red, yellow, green.
Well, I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know whether you can do that yet.
That's when I'll be impressed.
Oh, just because you don't know how to do it.
I'll do it. I'll pick it.
So he's only jealous because I've worked out something and he don't know how to do it, what to do.
I think you can. Oh, there you go then.
So all right then, let's have a look.
She's been all fancy dancing now.
Right, I've stopped it now.
Oh.
Edit. It don't say anything about different colours.
What colour do you want to be your feed?
So no, it doesn't say.
Preferably not dark yellow.
It don't. There
you go, being flash.
It doesn't say anything about changing colours on it, so
no. I wonder if you get that option if you actually pay for it. I have to set you up. I have to buy a small green screen and set it up behind you, because you can use green screen on it, can't you?
Yeah. Simon says, "Can't hear you now. You turn mic off." Ha. Only kidding. The ground. You can change colour easy. Add it red, pink, and blue. Oh right.
Oh.
The
background, yeah. It's only because I don't want to do time that Baz is still breathing.
Let me just overlay. Oh, there you go. Background. Change that, and
oh, you got.
Have I got a?
Someone come up then.
Yeah, I think I've got a thing round it.
It's gone off again. So what have you did? Put it back on again.
I ain't done no.
pressed on it, and then it come up and then it went.
Has it gone off again now?
Yeah.
Set test on him. Let's have a look.
Online.
Background. It says show. Oh.
That might be for your where you got green screen on.
I don't know. It says background and it's like a banner thing. Like a frame thing.
We'll put that on.
I have, but no, what's happening? I'm not that flash, you know.
Like you got grey and white, it could be red and
Oh,
black. You wanna buy your background?
There you go.
No.
I've changed colour. Oh, I'm not having blue.
No, you're not having blue.
Orange.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Get blue off. Orange. There you go. I feel a disaster coming.
It's just a case, really, of messing about with. We'll settle with orange. I'm okay with that. So it's Tracy. Hi, Tracy. So I will just while I'm live, I will messing about with the StreamYards, and you know you can have different colours and whatnot.
Hello, this is YouTube News with Jeanette Pickering.
Oh, there you go. I've got it on red now.
It's very fancy. It's like watching the news.
It's just a case, really. You know, we're messing about with it, really, and you know, and finding out what you've got and what you ain't got. I mean, I did try the one where there's one where it's got like a border thing round it, so. But obviously that ain't working.
Unless you can only have one, anyone like so many on.
So I don't know. But same as I say, it says hide or show, when I put show and it no happened. So hey ho.
Hey ho.
You learn something new every day. I didn't even know you could change colours. So there you go. It's just a case of trial and error, really, you know, and messing about with it, and preferably while you're not on air. Good evening. This is the 9 o'clock news with Jeanette Pickering. Well, to say it's 25 to 10, but hey ho. She'll have cheerleaders going over the top on Wednesday. No, I won't go that far, Bella. I think I've reached my limit. Is to flash things to include on it. So yeah, but some as I say, I think if you need them, you know, the more up to date things, you have to.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
For a month and then see what goodies you can get.
So yeah, it's a case of you can upgrade, you know, to a paid version. You know, it's going to have a lot more features than what this is. So yeah, we're all right, Tracy. You know, we're getting by. I still haven't made the lemon meringue pie cheesecake yet, but I'm not going.
Your cup of tea, get away.
I'm not going anywhere. Tracy, I nearly said Kate, because I've still got my coffee. But yeah, we've got his freezer stocked up again. With I'm going to do the vlog tomorrow. Chris had made that cake. I says, well, there's no point in me making a cheesecake as well, because one or other is going to go to waste. So I says I'll hang fire for a few days. So we had the cake for Sunday lunch. And as you can see, we're still alive, so we haven't poisoned us. So yeah, so I says, well, what I'll do is I'll do it tomorrow, and then we can have, because you see,
Yeah, I'll eat it. I don't about make it.
No, Chris, that is a bit too complicated for Chris to make, you know. So you know, I says, you know, I'll hang fire for a few days. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I don't know when he'll upload it. I don't know whether he'll upload it same day or what. I don't know. So it's a case of, you know, waiting and seeing really. But I did say I'm going to make it tomorrow. I have got a few more what I've, because you see, when you're bored and you're scrolling, you know, through places where it's like finding different places and finding different recipes. I tell you what, I've that's one that I downloaded yesterday was, well, I actually downloaded 2 hot cross buns, you know, because we're coming up to Easter and whatnot. No, it ain't coronavirus, it's smoker's cough. And this one is absolute. It looks absolutely out of this world. I'll just show it you, but I've got to turn me brightness down first so I can actually show it you. And they look absolutely delicious. Display, right? Let me just turn brightness down a minute, because I have to turn brightness down in order to show you. They are red velvet cinnamon rolls. So I like the look of them. So that is one that I've sort of downloaded today. You know, I just like the look of them, and it's you know, obviously like an icing as well. So what other one that I downloaded today? I only downloaded 2. Strawberry lemon bars. That's another one that I downloaded today. So I don't know whether can you see it all right? So yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
They strawberry lemon bars.
Bella says I might make some crack your teeth cake. That
I'll send that to Chris, Kate.
What?
I'll send it to Bella as well.
What?
That tickled me, that did. Oh dear. Oh dear. So yeah, so they were 2. I was same as I say. I would just like, you know, you type in whatever, and I thought, oh, red velvet. I like cinnamon swirls anyway, but I thought, oh, they look absolutely lush, them. So yes, you have. But Johnny is up in his office. Will we be on? I am Tracy's wife. Oh. So no, Tracy is actually on Johnny's YouTube channel. So anyway, so they're just a couple that I've downloaded today. I've done a couple of hot cross buns. Obviously, we're coming up to Easter. I did banana bread. Bella says that's funny. Banana bread brownies. They look nice.
Oh, George, then.
Hiya, George. How are you? So yeah, that's another one that I downloaded. Banana bread brownies. Well, it's a start anyway, Thomas. You know, whenever I've got an upset tummy, that's where I start off. If you've got any digestives or rich tea biscuits, they're quite good at settling your stomach as well. So, but luckily, same as I say, I managed to get some self-raising flour on Saturday, so I'm all right for a bit. You know, I just got a few other bits. We were lucky enough to get some more toilet rolls as well. So, hey, Kate's back. Yeah.
No, bye everybody.
Yeah, Bella says dry toast works. But it's like a start off point. If you know, have a bit of dry toast, or some, as I say, rich tea biscuits, because the dry biscuits, you know, just have a couple, you know, and see how you go, and then, you know, if you keep it down, then it's like what they used to say after I'd had my operation were little and often. You know, don't go overboard thinking, oh, I can have half a loaf sort of thing. Just have a, you know, it's like little and often. And if you keep it down, then you know you're going to be all right. But at least you're keeping your, you know, your strength up by eating little and often. So it's me, the real me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So it's all right, Johnny. They're all saying I'm flash because I've got it in a different colour and I've got the banner scrolling across the bottom. So yeah, you know, dry toast, dry biscuits. Let's just hope that Thomas don't run out of toilet rolls. I hope you've got plenty of toilet rolls in.
See what Bella said.
We've been eating a load of beans and the bedroom's only small here. Oh dear.
Oh dear, that's not good, Thomas. It's been over 24 hours since the last day, and less than an hour
Sleep. Oh dear. It says posh bugger banner the works. It would just be a case of me messing about with it, Johnny. You know, I wasn't aware any of this existed until I was just messing about with it. So, but yeah, it's just a case of, you know, make sure you drink plenty of water, Thomas. Some dry toast, and like Kate says, Imodium, that keeps the electrolytes in your body and stopping you from getting dehydrated. It replaces the salts and whatever in your body. So, you know, I mean, I think everybody sort of, you know, it's bad enough with all this lot going off. We had to having a dodgy stomach as well. So yeah, it's a case of, you know, you. So yeah, I'm just, I've buggered it up all together.
What are you doing now? Oh
no, yeah, I've.
You trying to delete that big flash?
Yeah.
It started again.
Yeah.
Technical StreamYard miss.
No, I was trying to delete that end bit. There you go. See, I know what I'm doing. We'll stop you having the poo with it too. Oh.
Where's Mr. Picktoff? Where's Mr. Picktoff live? Never! I did all my live streams in the last 2 years.
Yeah. He's sort of gone off live streams, you know. It does.
Every night again.
Yeah, on a whim, he does live streams, you know. It's on a whim. He'll just say, like, oh, I'm going to go live today. You know what I mean? And nothing planned, nothing, you know. It just does it on a whim, if you know what I mean. You know, I mean, like he's uploaded one today. It was just a bit of fun. I couldn't stop laughing all the time.
I've had a dislike on it already.
Oh. Oh, well, it's a view. Well, it's same as you said. It's just a skit. It's just a bit of fun. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh. You get searched.
Oh, dear. Trying to get Keena to go to sleep, lol. He gets urges. That's one way of putting it, Simon. But yeah, you know, I mean, he don't, like I normally go Monday, Wednesday and Friday. He'll just decide, you know, he'll say to me, oh, I think I'm going to go live. You know what I mean? It's just like that, you know, he don't plan anything. He just does it, you know, like a minute's notice. You know, I'm going to go live.
And then that was only for about half an hour, then I've had enough.
So, yeah, you know, and he tends to not go more than like half an hour, 45 minutes, you know. In days gone by, he'd sit there for hours talking, but now, you know, same as he says, he's just, I don't know, he's just, yeah, just lost his mojo for live streaming, you know what I mean? He'd sooner like photograph or, you know, go out and about and things like that. Give him a few bevies and live stream, here he comes. But yeah, you know, it's I think that, you know, I mean, like when all said and done, yeah, these live streams are time consuming, but you know, yeah, that's what I was just about to say, Kate. You know, Dizzy stopped doing live streams, but he has had a lot on his plate. You know, it is very time consuming when you sort of sat here for 2 hours chatting away, you know, but I find, because yeah, I'll admit, you know, I do have depression issues, etc., but I find it therapeutic that I can sit and I can talk to my friends, we can have a laugh, you know, and it's my way of communicating, keeping in touch with people, you know what I mean? We don't want to know your private thoughts, Johnny. But same as I say, it's a thing, Bella, where you've got to be. I mean, like everybody knows, I only started my YouTube channel. It's like 3 years, nearly. Well, it will be 3 years, nearly. And I only started my YouTube channel because my mum passed away. Now, you know, I started out doing daily vlogs, just like what Chris is doing. And then he says, well, why don't you try doing a live stream? Now, I've never been, how can I put it, confident in front of camera. And Chris says, well, start off by doing doing daily vlogs. And once you get comfortable doing the daily vlogs and talking into a camera, then try live streaming. Now, I never thought I'd get to this stage where I'm sat by myself talking away to people on YouTube, because I didn't think that I'd ever have the confidence to do it. Yeah. You're hoping. Mr. and Mrs. Floob. You see, this is how I were up while he was filming it, and he kept having to stop it because I couldn't stop laughing.
I said, stop laughing while I'm recording.
Yeah. But I couldn't help myself. So back onto the more serious subject. So as I say, I never thought in a million years that I'd be sat here doing a live stream and talking to, let's say, well, there's 14 watching now, you know what I mean? I never thought in a million years I'd be doing this. Because, you know, my confidence took a beating, you know, I was grieving for my mum, etc. And, yeah, I didn't think I'd ever have the confidence to do it. And I always say to people, you know, people say, oh, well, it's my first live stream, I'm nervous, blah, blah, blah. And I always say, it gets easier the more you do it. And it's true. Oh, you idiot. You could have given me £1 and cut out middleman.
Can't get you all.
Well, you see, I were like that, Kate. I were exactly like that. Chris had his YouTube channel for years and years and years. And he used to do a regular live stream on a Friday night. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm, you know, same as I say, it's coming up to my mum's anniversary shortly, and we had booked to go to Skegness for the Friday and Saturday, because it's 10 years on 10th of April, which is Good Friday, since my stepdad passed away, and it's 3 years on the 11th of April since mum passed away. And we had booked a hotel so we could, because they were both cremated and we scattered both their ashes at Skegness. So we said, well, we'll make, you know, a weekend of it. We'll go Friday to Sunday. We could take some flowers, you know, blah, blah, blah. But obviously, that's all gone to pot now. So, so yeah, so, you know, we're going to have to do some sort of a tribute here at home, you know, probably get some flowers and do it in his own little way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so same as I say, getting back to the story, Chris used to do a regular Friday night slot where he were live, and I got up one night to let the cats in while he was in his corner where he is now, and I walked past the camera. We didn't actually pay anything, Johnny. It were like on Hiya Gordo. It was on booking.com, and it's like pay when you get there. So we hadn't actually lost anything because we didn't have to pay anything to begin with. So you know, sort of we're waiting for them and waiting to see, well, you know, well, whether we get an email and say, sorry, but, you know, we're going to have to cancel your booking, blah, blah, blah. Because if we cancel it, then they can charge you something. If it's like in a time, you know, time frame where it's too late to cancel, blah, blah, blah. So we hadn't actually paid anything. It was like pay when you get there. Anyway, so I walked past Chris to let the cats in, and somebody says, has your wife got the magic mushrooms are mental? Okay then, Thomas, I do hope you feel better soon, mate. You know, don't forget plenty of water, little and often, I'm sure you know the drill. So anyway, I walked past him and somebody says, has your wife got a YouTube channel? And I went, you must be kidding. And then somebody says, you know, why don't she make a YouTube channel? And I'm all right, sort of in background sort of thing. But then all this, you know, when I lost my mum, I felt myself going into like a depression. Hey, Tracy's in.
Yeah, it's the real Tracy.
So I felt myself going into a depression and whatever. Chris says, well, why don't you make a YouTube channel? So I did, you know, just to keep him quiet, essentially. So, and the rest's history. So here I am. You know, I never thought in a million years I'd be on like 1,500 subscribers. In my wildest dreams, I never expected, you know, and actually through YouTube, we've met a lot of good friends. I mean, Bella, for instance, you know, she's my best friend. You know, we've met Dennis and Emma, we've met Johnny and Tracy, we've met Kate and Daisy, you know what I mean? Oh dear. No, I don't think so either, Steve. It says I'm booked to go to Turkey for 3 weeks in May. Somehow I don't think I will be going. It'll probably take ages to get my money back. So, it says need to reboot Lappy, it's playing up. Okay, then. But yeah, you know, same as I say, we've met some fantastic people, Gordo, you know, and his lovely wife, you know. We've met a lot of very nice people through YouTube. So yeah, so all in all, I'm glad I started my channel. So you know, same as I say, that's like nearly 3 years ago.
Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, but it's no consolation to him thinking he were going to have a lovely holiday. Yeah, it's.
Don't you even get like a portion of it back? You should be able to.
Well, because it's out of his control, he should get the whole amount back. You know, it's something that's beyond your control.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the only person that's had the holiday cancelled. You know, it's the whole world over. You know, people have planned to go away there.
Everything should
yeah.
freeze. Rent, mortgages, water rates, what have you?
Council tax. Yeah, I reckon so as well.
So damn right.
Because it's not as if it's just a specific area, it's everybody that's affected.
Free electric, free gas, free bloody Wi-Fi, BT, Sky, what have you.
Oh, Baz and Mick were supposed to be on a boys fishing this week, but they got their money back. Yeah, same as I say, it's not as if it's you know, it's everybody, Bella. You know, it's a case of it's out of their control. You know what I mean? It's out of their control, and it's something that nobody can control. So yeah, he says back. Let's try again.
Hello, Gordo. How are you? Nice to see you. How are you doing?
So yeah, so I mean, by rights, anybody that has the holidays cancelled should get a full refund. You know, I mean, that's the right thing to do. The same as Chris says, you know, there should be a freeze on rents, there should be a freeze on mortgages, there should be a freeze on council tax, your water rates, your electric, your gas, you know what I mean? Hiya, Gordo, fancy meeting you here. Yeah, Steve, 808 Steve A. Buskers is supposed to go to Turkey in May. So yeah, you know, it's a case of it's simple, really. I mean, in my estimation, it's not the fact that you're cancelling it, it's because this virus is everywhere and it's safer to stay at home, you know. You know, it's, I reckon, same as Chris says, there should be a freeze on everything. You know, businesses still got to pay the rent on the properties. That should be, you know, until this is all over. Because, yeah, they have shut down. I mean, when we went shopping, we drove past this like little industrial estate. And on this industrial estate, there's like Pound Stretcher, Matalan, and only place that was open were Iceland. That's on this industrial estate. So, oh, Asper and Matthews nicely might let you stay on the farm. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's just typical. Like, you know, on this industrial estate, they were the only shop that was open on this you know, there were a few others, but I can't think other shops that's on this. I know there's a Matalan, there's a bingo place.
Can't shut bingo down. That's essential entertainment.
You know what I mean? And only thing that was open were the Iceland, you know, and they were doing social distancing. They were queuing outside like they were at Asda. And all non-essentials like electrical stores, clothing stores, they're all shut. So at end of the day, they need compensating as well because they're losing business. Some of the smaller shops is going to go bust because they can't, you know, freeze on rents and everything, I reckon. So, you know, you know, at end of the day, even though like such as Matalan's closed, because the non-essentials, you know, like household stuff, clothing, etc., they've still got to pay the rent on the premises that they're in. You know, so, you know, why should they be paying rent on something that they're not using?
Sheffield United beat Man United 10-0 away from home.
In your imagination, maybe.
No, FIFA.
Oh. What? Yeah.
10 o'clock news on.
But yeah, you know, as far as it goes, I mean, same as, you know, all rent should be frozen because people aren't, you know, people are only having to go out to work if it's essential, let's just say. So people aren't earning, so how can they be expected to still pay the rent and the council tax and whatever because they're not going to be able to go to work? You know, it's but it did say the other day that this is unprecedented and we've not seen times like these since World War II. You know, then that were a war, but this time it's a virus that's caused it. Yeah.
And all these essential workers should now be get triple wage.
Yeah, same as Chris said the other day. Like NHS staff, NHS doctors, nurses,
all these essential workers,
like fire brigade, police, ambulance, and everybody that's doing this essential work. They need more money. They need, well, in my estimation, they need a medal. You know what I mean?
They need a medal. They need
because if it weren't for them, everything had got to pot. You know, it's like Asda staff, Tesco staff, Aldi, Lidl, Waitrose, Sainsbury's. They're having to stay open.
Sorry, Kate's going to be about an hour.
The second time she said don't go. I'll be here for a while yet, Kate. So yeah, in my estimation, same as Chris says, not just in this crisis, they're on about it now on the news. Yeah, you know, they the people that have kept us or everybody's head above water during this difficult time. You know, and it's took a virus pandemic to
Realise.
yeah, for people to realise really how important they are.
The backbone of the workforce.
Yeah.
Nearby nobody CEOs who've got millions in bank.
Yeah. Okay then, Bella. See you soon. Well, FaceTime you soon. I should reword that.
Hey, Bella.
Yeah. Have a good night, Bella. See you later. Yeah, that's a good point, Gordo. Yeah, all income tax while this is going on should be abolished. I agree.
Yeah.
100%. And same as Chris says, through this crisis, all essential staff, in my estimation, they should get sainthoods. You know what I mean? I mean, such as your wife, you know, still having to go to work while everybody's self-isolating or staying at home. You know, your wife's still got to go to work. You know, she's putting herself in harm's way. I mean, I think it were yesterday's Sky News. There's actually a doctor from Derby, I think, a consultant. He's died of I think he was only 55 as well. And he were a consultant in one of the hospitals. Now he's died from this COVID-19. So it just goes to show they're putting their lives at risk to treat people with this virus. You know, they deserve sainthoods in my estimation. You know, it's a case of, you know, like in New York, they're building like a great big, it's in a, I don't know whether it's a conference centre, a massive conference centre, like 4,000 beds, like a makeshift hospital, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, and all, it's got to be staffed. You've got to have doctors, you've got to have nurses. So they're putting themselves in harm's way to treat people that's got it, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I can't say enough good things about them. So yeah, you know, I mean, same as I say, you know, I take my hat off to, you know, they're keeping the country afloat, so to speak. You know what I mean? You know, the people that are working in the shops, so we can go out and get his essentials. You know what I mean? It's I'm Dad.
Hey.
Hiya, Ian Jones. How are you?
Where's that big boy?
Self-isolation, probably.
Yeah, more than likely.
You've just missed Bella Ramjad. She's just this minute left. So yeah, we're just sort of saying in morning. See you in the morning. You know, all these essential staff workers, they need medals, you know what I mean? You know, it's we owe it to them that, you know, that we're still able to go out and get us shopping, to fill his freezers up, to fill his cupboards up, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are sort of going, woe is me, woe is me. you know, we've all got to stick together in these hard times, and we've got to make each other laugh and, you know, keep each other's spirits up. And this is why I like to do these live streams. I like to see the people that's coming in. I like to keep in touch, even if it's only through YouTube. You know, I can't sort of, you know, I speak to fill our freezers up, she says. Well, you know what I mean. We just got essentials. We've got stuff in freezer. We've got stuff in fridge. Enough said, you know.
Not full, though.
Well, you know what I mean. You know, and you know, when we've got to look after his elderly relatives, his elderly neighbours, you know what I mean. Yeah, I agree, Tracy. We've got to stick together. We've got to keep each other's spirits up. I mean, like Bella, you know, I speak to her not on a daily basis, but you know, I speak to her regularly, and you know, and see if she's all right, and she's, you know, wants to know if I'm all right, and it's just things like that, you know, that you appreciate, that you can't actually go and see these people, but you can still keep in touch with them. It says, I thought I was going to miss the stream, but I made it. So yeah, you know, I mean, it's a case of, you know, the same as I said other day, you know, if you want to rant, have a rant. If you know, if you want to feel sorry for yourself, feel sorry for yourself. If you want to make a joke, make a joke. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree. You know, same as I say, it's such as us that are responsible parents. Callum don't go out. He ain't been out since he finished college. You know what I mean? He wanted to go out for a walk today because I think he's going a little bit stir crazy. You know what I mean? But the weather, you know, dictated otherwise. But some people aren't bothered where the kids are. You know what I mean? So long as they're not under their feet. You know what I mean? And but you're still getting like teenagers that are out on their bikes, that are congregating in parks or playgrounds. You know what I mean? And it's maddening that they know the consequences of being out. You know what I mean? They should suffer the consequences of being out. Now, they know the advice, they know that they've been told to stay indoors, but they think they know better. You know what I mean? Now, the thing is, through their stupidity, if they get this COVID-19, they'll still expect the doctors and nurses and everybody to look after their child. You know what I mean? But it's their fault in first place for letting them go wandering about wherever they want to. You know, it's all wrong. You know, it's like us. Let's say, for instance, Callum would say, this is only an instance. I mean, he hadn't. Oh, I want to go to my friends today. Well, you know, you can't. You know, you're supposed to be social distancing. You're supposed to be isolating yourself just to keep yourself safe. Oh no, I'm not listening to all that. You know what I mean? But Callum ain't like that. Callum's responsible, is respectful, and if we said no, it means no. You know what I mean? If we say no, Callum knows we mean no. But that's the problem with the parents. They're not putting their foot down and saying no. You've got to stop in. Oh, I'm not stopping in, but, you know, sod that. You know, I'm not going to catch it, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it's a case of having to put your foot down and say, no, you've got to stay in. I don't care what so-and-so's doing, what so-and-so's doing. You know what I mean?
Yes, Chris is going mad.
So, but I'm just gonna. I mean, this has got nothing to do with the virus or anything. When I were with my first husband, there were a lovely couple that lived next door but one. Now, the grandson lived with them, and he's lived with his grandparents most of his life because his mum had him when she were quite young, right? And for years, he's suffered with seizures. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this lad it's suffered from seizures for years and years and years. Now I saw a post on Facebook that he passed away, and I thought, hang on a minute, it's same age as one of my lads. So I messaged somebody that lived in the village where I used to live, and I went, surely this is not right. How can he have passed away? He's only the same age as one of my lads, my middle lad, and he would actually have been 31 today. So he messaged me back and he says, yeah, it's right. And he says, when this lockdown come on the 20th of March, obviously they shut all the pubs and clubs and everything. Apparently, he went to a party. And I don't know what he were doing. This guy that I messaged didn't know an awful lot of details about it. But apparently, he fell and banged his head. Now, he managed to get home all right, and they're assuming that he had a seizure in bed. And his grandma found him dead in bed the next morning. The lad was only 30 years old. So it brings you to the realization that life's too short. We've got to live it and love it while we can. So if I could, I would stay in, but I have to take and collect my missus. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I just told you that story just to say that, I mean, the lady that lived next door but one, she lost her husband a few years back. Can you imagine going into a grandson's bedroom and finding him dead in bed? It brings the realization that life is precious, and it weren't nothing to do with this COVID-19 or anything. He'd suffered seizures for years, and obviously with him bumping his head, he must have had a seizure while in his sleep and passed away from it. And he were only 30, and he would have been 31 today.
Does he go to bed?
Callum, yeah.
He's not giving me.
Didn't he?
No.
He gave me one.
Not having that.
Oh, you've done all your work, have you, Amjad? But yeah, I mean, I just told you that story. You've got to grasp onto life with both hands. You know what I mean? Life is too short to, we can do this together. You know what I mean? It is very sad, Tracy, because it's same age as one of my lads. And that's what upset me about it. And I messaged this lad that I used to go to school with, and I says, surely that's not right. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, because him and my lad were good pals and they went to school together. So it just brings it home, a mum shouldn't be burying a son, or a grandmother shouldn't be burying a grandson. You know what I mean? It brings it home that life's too short. We've got to make the most of it while we're here to enjoy it. So sorry to sort of upset you with that story, but I sort of just wanted to, it is, you know, these, I hate to say it, but these things happen sometimes, and it's upsetting to think that, you know, I've still got my lad alive, yet his pal's dead. You know what I mean? It is very upsetting, you know, and I didn't want to believe it. And I thought, well, you know, obviously, is it something to do with this COVID-19? I messaged him and I said, surely it ain't true. You know, and he says, yeah, he says it weren't nothing to do with the virus or anything. But I do know that it, you know, it suffered from seizures right from being about 12, I think it were. So, you know, it's just a story that, you know, we've got to grasp life with both hands. If you're still told to stay in and stay safe, then that's what you must do. You know, and I will protect my loved ones at all costs. You know, and that's what I'm urging everybody to do. Please stay safe. Please, you know, look after your loved ones, look after the elderly, help in any way you can. You know what I mean? Help in any way you can. We can all get through this together. You know, and that's just my message to everybody. You know, we can get through this. We can get, you know, we've just got to stick together, fight it together, and we'll come out at the other end. So, so yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm not in, yeah, exactly, Mel. That's what I'm trying to put, you know, purvey, you know, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together. We've got to make sure as loved ones are safe, as family, as friends, and everyone, you know, and if, oh, you had to go to 4 supermarkets. I done for a while now, too much queuing hurt him. Well, you see, this is it. They're all going to do it now, Johnny. They're all going to be queuing, social distancing. Well, you see, I've been saying for years, Gordo, that I'm going to learn to drive, and I, you know, I see sort of keep putting it on back burner and saying, no, you know, blah blah blah, and I still don't do it. So it's just that I get stressed out even as a passenger, let alone a driver.
Telling me she's worst backseat driver going.
Or passenger driver.
The backseat driver.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, it's a case of you know, I mean, getting back to teenagers, they might think it's hardship now, not seeing the friends and having to stay in and everything, but they'll thank the parents afterwards.
Okay,
when that were a long cup of cake. Did you drink it as well while you were gone?
I think she drunk it and made another one and drunk that and all.
Chris has just made us another one. Cheers.
Okay.
Oh, egg butty and a pint of milk.
Egg butty.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chris says there's 2 things. He says, I'm not bothered about certain things, but there's 2 things I don't want to run out of. He says one is coffee and other one's fags. he says I will end up in funny form if I've got neither of them. I mean, I know I'm joking about it, but you know, some as I say, you know, I mean, we were joking about it when we says, you know, but yeah, you know, I mean, I told that story to reiterate about life's too short. Keep your kids safe. Don't matter, you know, how old they are, whether they're 17, 18 or whatever. Put your foot down and insist they stay indoors. Don't, whatever they say. I mean, I do know an instance where, oh, pardon me, parents, this girl had wanted to go out to summit to meet her friends, and the parents were saying, no, you can't go out, blah, blah, blah. Crafty May got out through window and went anyway. Oh dear. She says, I burnt my hand on the old and the ketchup went everywhere.
Oh dear.
But yeah, you know, I mean, you know, we saying, you know, parents keep your kids under control, but if that sort of thing's happening where they say, no, you've got to stop in, and then they climb out at window and go anyway, you know, it's ridiculous. Callum's got more sense in his little finger than that girl had, you know.
Besides that, he won't be able to climb out at bedroom, out at window if he wanted to.
What?
Callum. He won't be able to climb out, could he?
No.
No muscle tone in his arms and his legs.
Plus, we've got them safety things on windows and all that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you know, I mean, same as I said to Chris, you know, when I read that story about Kel climbing out at window anyway, I says to Chris, I says, well, our Callum's got more sense in his little finger than she has. You know, don't she realise she's risking her own health as well as her family's just by sneaking out just so she can meet up with her friends?
You know what it is? It's because they can't see it personally, this coronavirus. They don't think it's there.
Yeah, but
they
I mean,
think it's all a joke.
Yeah, he says, Chris, your daily vlogs are making me laugh. That one today, Amjad, he kept having to stop filming because I couldn't stop myself from laughing. And I kept saying, oh, sorry, you know, and he kept saying, I keep having to stop, because I just couldn't stop laughing. You know, that's what it's intended to do. It's intended to make people laugh. You know, it's intended to lighten the mood up. Plus, him sort of messing about with a bit of animation in, you know, and that's what it's, you know, it's intended to do. It's intended for a laugh and to make people smile, and you know. And I says to him this morning, I says, well, where did you get the idea of Mr. and Mrs. Floob from? He says, I don't know, it just come into my head. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Floob. Oh dear.
Heads up, before at the end of April, general access to Classic Studio will be going away for this channel. But fear not, YouTube Studio has all the tools that you need to keep creating. I
knew that anyway.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I sorry, it's just on about the Classic Studio, but I prefer. Yeah, I prefer the Classic Studio, and every time I click on it, a thing comes up saying shortly, Classic Studio will cease to exist, blah blah blah. Mr. and Mrs. what? Floob.
Floob. The Adventures of Mr. and Mrs. Floob.
So that is today's one. It's Mr. and Mrs. Floob. You'll laugh at it, Amjad, because I could. When they were filming it, I couldn't stop laughing. And basically, that's all it is. It's just a bit of fun. Floob, yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Floob. It's a bit of light-hearted fun. It's you know, it's there to make people laugh. You'll laugh at it, Amjad, because same as I say, when they were filming it, he kept having to stop it because I couldn't stop myself from laughing. But yeah, all it is, Kate, is commandeered me ornaments. That's all it is. But I've got a man and a woman ornament, so that's where the idea came from. Did you watch Chris's when he baked the cake?
I've not seen
today's yet.
Slacking boy.
Yeah, you'll have a laugh, Simon. I tell you, I couldn't stop laughing when they were filming it. So yeah, and that's the point of it, Steve. It's a laugh, you know.
So serious.
Mr. Floob sounds like you know, like when you've got these voice changes and you're stalking somebody, and you know, it's like a stalkerish voice. And Mrs. Floob is like a high-pitched,
Chipmunk.
yeah, like a chipmunk type of. Yeah, I saw it, Gordo.
No, I've not seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's bottled. It's bottled.
Mm.
So,
Bottled it.
so yeah, he just wanted to, same as I say, do a bit of a light-hearted, you know, bring everybody's moods up, make everybody laugh. He says, I can't, it's funny. It is. It tell you, the voices that he's come up with, because he sort of, when he were filming it, he did it in his normal voice. And I says, well, Mrs. Floob sounds like Mr. Floob. He says, well, he says, there's a thing behind that. He says, because when I'm editing it, I can put different voices on. Stalking chipmunk sounds interesting.
Be right back.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know, like when people are stalking somebody and it's like a, you know what I mean? It's like ever such a funny voice, and then Mrs. Floob sounds like a chipmunk. Please don't go. But yeah, same as I say, when I watched the finished article, I couldn't help myself but laugh. The low man's voice, I died. It's funny. The chipmunk one was hilarious. He says, I've started another brew. The funny thing is I could only get spiced pure apple juice, so God knows what this is going to come out like. Yeah.
Don't go.
That could be a saying, don't go.
A new catchphrase.
Yeah, a catchphrase for Kate, don't go. So there you are, Kate. When we come and see you when all this is over, we're going to bring you a t-shirt up with a catchphrase, don't go on it.
Hashtag don't go.
Oh dear. But same as I say, that's what we're here for. We're here to cheer everybody up. Yeah, we talk serious sometimes. A lot of time we have a laugh. You know, that's what we do. We're here to cheer each other up. We're here to make fun. We are, you know, have a laugh, you know, in these serious and uncertain times. Yeah. Yeah.
Prize jockstrap.
Oh, yeah, jockstrap on the front and sausage surprise on back. Oh,
cinnamon, the star, what?
I'm sure we'll have to come up with these catchphrases for everybody. I mean, mine is because Chris says when I'm saying stuff, I'm always going yeah, same as I say, it stopped a lot of people from doing things that they were planned to do. Same as I say, we were planning to go to Skegness. You were planning to go to Wales to see Kate and Easy and Natasha and everybody. And it'll happen, you know, a bit later on down the line. Same as I say, we've got to keep everybody safe for now anyway. The same as it's, you know, I saw a post on Facebook. What's a few months of not seeing your family and friends, you know, rather than not seeing them at all? You know what I mean? Got jockstrap sausage surprise. Oh dear. Spice, cinnamon, star anise, allspice and nut. Oh, bet that'll have a kick to it. I can't. Oh dear. We're going to have a lot of t-shirts printed out. You must. But I am going to walk up and down on my always soon full of giggles. I tell you to make you laugh, Amjad. But can you?
Because I've got mine in now.
Can you imagine how I were laughing when he were filming it? He kept having to stop filming because I couldn't control myself laughing.
I should have kept them.
Yeah. So right, he's just said to me, he says I should have kept them and put them in as bloopers because I couldn't, same as I say, I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't control myself. And when I start laughing, I start laughing. I mean, it were like when I did that vlog that time where I cracked my thumb with, I was supposed to be cracking egg and I weren't watching what I were doing and I cracked my thumb with knife. He were absolutely peeing his pants and he couldn't stop laughing. And I says, well, when you've done, I says, I think I've broke my thumb. But he couldn't stop laughing. And I kept saying, you ought to put that in. Show people how cruel you are. So, no, I knew what you were doing. It was just the concept of it and the way you were telling the story. Big Catland. You know what I mean? But yeah, that. And then there were another time, Simon.
It's just when she did it. How she did it.
And you too, Steve. Thank you for coming in, and I appreciate you coming in.
Hey, see you later, Steve-O. Have a good one, mate.
Lord May. Oh, been rushed in hospital. Oh dear. But yeah, and there were another one. Were it icing sugar?
Yeah.
I was making a recipe with icing sugar and I tipped it up to put it in bowl and it just like plopped into bowl and it all come up in my face. I got all these white speckles all on my face. And that were another one.
Wakey, son.
Hi, Wakey, how are you?
And I'm just sofa dancing.
But yeah, all this icing sugar all splattered up into my face. I got it all in my hair. I got all white freckles all on my face. That were another one that he couldn't stop laughing at. I think there's even a picture floating about on Facebook with this icing sugar all on my face.
Yeah, but that looks a bit suspect.
But yeah, you know, we've had one or two like mishaps along the way, but that one where I cracked my thumb, you know, I'm that busy trying to sort of crack this egg. I missed egg altogether. I missed egg altogether, cracked my thumb with knife. So now that's why I put them in a pot now, so I don't make the same mistake again. I always sort of prepare them and put them in a pot, so I don't make the same mistake again.
They can't slock off then.
So yeah, if you notice me like recent vlogs, I pre-do them beforehand. He's shimmying and now waving his hands in the air.
Chris opened his new cam. Huh?
Oh, when you were opening your new camera?
What?
I don't know. Oh, with knife.
No, that was when she was cooking her eggs.
Yeah, it were a baking vlog moons and moons ago, Tracy. Same as I say.
Oh no, there's a box. Just watched it.
Oh,
that one. Vlog number 9.
Been prepping the bathroom for decorating, didn't. I'm not having this. Coming in at this time, Wakey. Today I watched his video.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But yeah, you know, I mean, between us, we've had some right bloopers between us. Some, as I say, me cracking my thumb with knife instead of egg. Splattering all icing sugar in my face.
What I'm gonna have to do now is save all bloopers from all those videos and then just make a full video
Oh, she says the cat got in his butt. But Lucy's still there, actually.
She's not shifted.
Yeah, so she's kicked other two out and...
I could go back and paint
It's getting a bit late at night to be decorating. No, you know I'm only joking.
I'm not.
So yeah, you know, I mean, through the many vlogs that both of us done between us, we've had quite a few bloopers. Because when I cracked my thumb with knife instead of egg, I had a few choice words and they begin with F.
And the ending F.
Yeah. You know where it, yeah, that's another coffee. And then Chris moans why I can't get to sleep at night.
Yeah, but this one's not at midnight.
So anyway, same as I say, when I cracked my thumb with knife instead of egg, I were effing it and jeffing it quite a bit that day. And he were absolutely creasing his son. It virtually weed his pants.
Well,
Fudge
fence.
fence.
Starts an effing heads in there. I could be fudge and fence.
Well, anyway, something to that effect, Wakey. Yeah. But and I went, you could cut that bit out, you're not putting that bit in me. I mean, actually on the video, I turned my face away from camera because I swore. Oh dear, it's not as if we have anywhere to go. Boris has told us off and we're all grounded. But yeah, you know, I mean, there is, same as I say, I'm sure, you know, people that make videos, you know, that somewhere along the line is, you know, they've got some bloopers and bleepers. So, you know, I mean, it's like when Chris were, I were filming Chris making the cake. He had to put the milk in. And I went, oh, I forgot to film that bit. So that's why I put on the thing. Sorry, we forgot to film the part where I put the milk in. It was my fault, actually.
Don't open his letter when you get it. He's got the leg. Say 5 and go through something.
Oh dear. But yeah, you know, I mean, this is what we're here for. We each, you know, to brighten each other's day up. And oh dear, and if you don't laugh at Chris's latest vlog number 9, is it today?
Yeah.
You know, there's something wrong with you if you don't have a laugh about it. Oh dear, I've seen on the news that one of the 3 tenors has the virus.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's like I was saying, that there's nobody that's immune to it. I saw on the news that a consultant doctor, I think he's from Derby and Burton, it says, died in Leicester Royal Infirmary from it, and he's only 55. So, so yeah, so it, you know, he has like literally put his life on the line to treat people with it. So I have Florida orange fizzy drink from Marks and Spencer's today, maybe next time. I thought you drunk Coke, Amjad. But so yes. But on a brighter note, I will be filming the lemon meringue pie cheesecake tomorrow. Yeah, but it's a case of you know, today's Chris's vlog were just a laugh, you know, to brighten everybody's day up, you know, being stuck indoors, being in self-isolation, etc., etc., you know what I mean? It's there for entertainment value only, you know what I mean?
Oh, stop it with the mega Jew stuff now.
oh
All right, mate, we'll stop.
Oh dear. 45-year-old lad from where I lived. A kid in Leeds 9 has died with a virus and baby was, oh dear.
Oh dear, not good.
You see, this is another thing. It doesn't
Don't discriminate.
no, it don't discriminate any race, you know, what sex it affects, you know, age, whatever, you know what I mean? It affects everybody. You know what I mean? It's horrible that, you know, you've got babies that are dying from it. You've got kids that are dying from it. You know, it's horrible. He says, I've had a couple of glasses of carrot juice today. I have to take it easy on that. Don't want to turn orange. Oh, Placido Domingo. Oh dear. Well, one thing you've got to worry, Wakey, is when your pee starts turning orange, bright orange. That's when you've got to start worrying. So, yeah, it's same as I say, same as Chris says, it don't discriminate, does it? You know, it's not just affecting the elderly. It's affecting everybody. You know, it's I don't drink Pepsi Max much. I mainly drink Diet Coke or Florida Orange. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was watching something on Facebook, like myths and whatever, you know what I mean? About, you know, about wearing face masks. They've got to be proper ones that you can breathe and blah blah blah, you know. Fluorescent yellow. Oh dear, there's something wrong there, Gordo.
Wait till he starts drinking that brew cider.
Yeah. But you see, they're saying that it's all originated from these markets that they have in China, you know, where they've got all these dead animals and whatever. They're saying that that's where it's come from.
Supposedly.
But there were one of these myths, and it says, is it true that animals can pass it on to human beings? And it says, in actual fact, we're more likely to pass it on to an animal than other way around. And we all know what too much Guinness does. So, you know, it's that was one of the questions that they got asked. You know, there's a lot of people saying it's man-made, etc. You know what I mean? But it's like all conspiracy at the moment, isn't it? You know, you've got a lot of people on one side saying it's man-made and China's done it intentionally, and you know, then you've got one on the other hand saying, well, you know, you just don't know what, you know what I mean? You just don't know what to believe, whether it's man-made and it's done intentionally so China can take over the world, etc., etc. Wait for all, like USA, you know, the UK, for their stock markets to crash, and then they're going to jump in and take over. You know what I mean? It's a lot of conspiracy theories. So, you know, I'd say, like, either way, don't read it too much into what you hear, because it's not always necessarily true. So yeah, you know, I mean, you same as I say, Kate, hearing all these stories. I raised a question with some friends about it spreading to monkeys. Imagine the damage it could do if it spread to one of the large monkey troops in India. Well, you see, this is it. But then you've got conspiracy theories about why hadn't Russia had an outbreak, and you know what I mean. It's okay, Mel. You know what I mean. Sam, as I say, my job is to keep everybody amused. You know, rant whatever. No major war for 75 years. Government needs a call. You know what I mean. But you see, Sam, as I say, you've got one side and one other. You know, one saying that it's a conspiracy theory from China. You know, wanting world domination, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Okay, then. But you see, the thing is, they're only allowing one person per family now to go shopping, Amjad. That is a new rule that came in Saturday. You know, you've got to nominate one person from a family to go and do the essential food shopping.
So they might have to stay outside.
So I don't know, you know. So you know, same as I say, it's mostly speculation. Don't believe any figures coming out of China, and definitely don't believe anything from Putin. Yeah. Oh, you're waiting in car, are you? Good lad. But yeah, you know, some as I say, you don't want to believe everything that you hear. You know, you've got conspiracy theorists saying, you know, it's all been man-made by China, wanting world domination, wanting the trade stock markets to crash, etc. You know what I mean? You just don't know what to believe. You just don't know what to believe at the moment. All I know is we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's affecting young, old, children, everybody.
I played Ken Battle.
And we've got to watch out for each other. We've got to look after each other. We've got to all stick together. We're going to come through this. I know we will. You know, it's just a case of being sensible, doing as you're told. Please stay safe and please stay indoors wherever possible. Apparently a Chinese doctor was trying to warn people about this virus, but he couldn't. He got put in prison. He later died from the virus. So you know what I mean? And it's same as I say, it's at times like these where we've got to look after one another. We've got to urge each other to stay safe. I always say, and I said this before this virus, I'm here for anybody. You know, if you're worried about a certain thing or you need advice, I'm you know, message me on Facebook, message me on Messenger, whatever. Oh, Gordo says the only saving grace is if you do catch it and it's bad, they sedate you. But you see, I've witnessed that, Gordo, not from this virus, but you know, I watched me stepdad die and he were in an induced coma, and it's not a very nice sight. So you know, you don't want to. Yeah, right. You know, and my mum were in same sort of state, but she were, you know, knocked out with morphine. You know, is it raining? Thought it sounded like it was raining. So yeah, you know, it's the same as I say. We've got to keep one another's spirits up. We've got to. Is it raining?
Yeah.
Piddling it down. Absolutely wanging it down, as we say in Yorkshire. So yeah, you know, and I always say, I'm here for anybody that wants to talk to me. You know, whether it be just, you know, you're feeling a bit low or. Oh, they've had nearly 17k new. Oh dear. Oh, Yeah, I saw that they were doing one in London because that's the worst part of the UK that's been hit. But yeah, that's the sort of person I am, Wakey. You know, if anybody ever wants to talk to me, you know, I can't say that I can advise you on anything. Okay, then. Good night, Amjad. Thank you for coming in, and I'll see you on Wednesdays. But yeah, you know, it's nice to. I mean, I look at it this way: it's nice to talk to a nice, friendly face, somebody that you know. Rather than talking to a stranger. You know what I mean? If you're not feeling, if you're feeling a bit low, if you know, if you just need a friendly face to talk to, I always say I'm here for anybody. You know, I don't expect somebody to ring me up and, you know, give me abuse over the phone because I will block and whatever. But, you know, anybody that's feeling a bit down, you know, call me anytime, you know what I mean, within reason, obviously. Chris says not 3 o'clock in the morning.
Why do you say that? She might be up.
You know, I'm here for anybody, especially my friends. I talk to Bella on a regular basis, not every day, more like every other day, just to know that she's safe, you know, that she's coping all right. Did you see my Facebook post on Saturday?
Which one?
I don't know. About my experience shopping. Yeah, Tracy says I'll phone you at 4 a.m. on when I can't sleep.
Night, mate.
I'm not going to say I'll answer it at that time in the morning, Tracy, because I leave my phone down here for that reason. But
what the bloody hell do you want?
Oh yeah, I can remember that now. He says he felt like punching his lights out.
Oh.
So yeah, same as I say, anybody that's got me on Messenger, you know, I'll you know, I mean, me and Kate Roney on about it the other day. She says, wouldn't it be nice to talk to each other via Messenger, blah, blah, blah. I says, yeah, it'd be lovely. You know what I mean? It's just seeing that friendly face, knowing that, you know, we're friends, you know, and that you can talk to me openly. You know, Tracy knows, I've said this, you know, when we went to see Tracy, you know, if you ever want to talk to me, if you're ever feeling down in dumps or whatever, I'm here for you. So, you know, and this is the thing what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly, Kate. Just says me, Tracy and Kate could all do a group chat. Yeah. You know, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, we can link all of us. But yeah, I think on Messenger you can invite people to chat anyway. I think there's like an icon across bottom and it says add a person to chat. So we can do that. We can all do a group chat. He's only joking with that, by the way. Nobody wants to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm only joking. It's not 10, it's 20.
Yeah. Nobody wants to talk to Chris. That's what
Kate said. That'd be great. See?
Not to you, to me.
I directly below my message.
It's wishful thinking on Mr. P's part.
Around 12-ish. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine.
40 quid coming our way.
Well, same as I say, like, let's say if you ring me, Kate, or you ring Tracy first, you just have to press that add a person to chat, and then you add me. You just look my name up, press that send button, and it'll invite me to chat. I'll lock Chris in shed so we don't get interrupted. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna lock him in shed so we can talk privately. So yeah.
I might be filming the next adventures of Mr. and Mrs. Bluebird that time.
Well, you let hang fire. Mr. and Mrs. Flu will have to wait.
Mr. and Mrs. Flu eavesdrop.
For any of you that are still uncertain, take time to listen to this guy. Pardon me.
You made me click that and I've left your stream now.
Oh dear. So some as I say, it's at times like these where, it'll be good fun to have a chat, see how everybody's doing. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. So
I'll put that separately. I'll pause it.
It's all right, I'm just looking what time is and I've been going 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, guys, I am going to shut it down. Thank you for all coming in, and I look forward to a chat tomorrow with Kate and Tracy. And I want to thank Mel and Johnny and Amjad and Bella and everybody else that's come in. Simon, Tony, I can't think of who else came in. Wakey as well.
Kate,
So
Island.
yeah. So on the upside, eBay still working. Okay then. See you later, and thank you for all coming in, and I do appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.